What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 13 of the WCW Nitro podcast. I'm your host. I'm Notorious One. I am Dom. I'm here with my brother all the way down in Delaware. I'm here with BDC. BDC, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a very long, short week.
Very long, short week. I hear that.
Very long, short week. Yep.
I hear
Yeah.
that. All right, well, we're going to take it to November 27, 1995 from Salem, Virginia. And we have Eric Bischoff, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Steve Mongo McMichael. And this is the follow-up from WCW World War III, their 60-man Battle Royal pay-per-view. And the winner wins that vacant WCW World Heavyweight title. And they announced we have a brand new champion, and that champion is the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. They showed the footage from World War III and how Hogan was talking about the dark side and that the dark side of Hogan will be no more and that he burned the black up. But me and you was talking about this off camera that, we seen Hogan with the black t-shirt. He took it off and threw it on, but he clearly had the red and yellow trunks on and the red boots. Like, all right, now that cameraman didn't do a good job. They're trying to hide it. The fans knew, but we didn't know at home.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Got you
He
stunned
could have
already?
he could have very easily just wore the black pants out, tore everything else off, and just been like, it's gone. Maybe rip them or something. I don't know. But cameraman failed.
Yep. Strike one for WCW already. All right. Well, our opening match is a rematch from WCW World War III. It's for the TV title. We have Johnny B. Bad with the Diamond Doll. Last week we seen them fight. We seen the Diamond Doll in the corner of DDP. Now tonight she's with Johnny B. Bad, and he's taking on Diamond Dallas Page. And like I said, it's a rematch from World War III. But this time we see the Diamond Doll with Johnny B. Bad, and you got the Bad Blaster. She's shooting it off. They throwing frisbees.
Yep.
They having a good time. And DDP, he out here looking pathetic. He brings out a bouquet of roses and he hands the flowers over to Kimberly, as we know her as. And then while Johnny's looking at that, he gets blindsided with a right hand. And DDP,
Yep.
he gets to work. And then they was actually having a interesting match. It was a little short, but Kimberly's outside looking at the flowers, and she looks puzzled because she found a big ass chain inside the bouquet of flowers, and she slid the chain right between DDP's legs. Johnny B. Bad wraps it around his hands. Boom! The kiss that
Cold
don't
cock.
miss. Cold clock DDP, and Johnny B. Bad is your winner, and he's looking confused at Kimberly. Oh, you were setting me up. You were setting me up. No, Johnny, we won. We did this. And she is so confused.
Yeah.
A short-lived
Trust me.
opening match. Why DDP and Johnny B. Bad every week so far is not getting that much love? What's up with that?
Well, I think the problem at this point is actually DDP. Johnny B. Bad's over. DDP, not necessarily yet. I mean, he was kind of the lumbering heel in the early stages. You know, he was the personification of a sleazy heel back at that time. Um, Never really got over with the fans in his earlier days, even as a heel. He didn't really get over, so it wasn't that he was particularly bad in the ring, because he wasn't, but he just didn't get over. So you could keep throwing him in matches and try to gain him some traction. That just didn't work for him, though. Which is why I think they kept throwing women on his side to try to garner him some more favor, but even that didn't work. Went into the pay-per-view. Clearly, he lost. He lost the gold and he lost the diamond doll, and but at that point he needed something, and it just wasn't there yet. It wasn't there yet.
It takes what, roughly 2 years for DDP to get the ball rolling?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got a long way to go for Nitro, and we'll see the evolution of Diamond Dallas Page within the next 2 years or so. All right. Well, after this, we got our Mean Gene sighting. He's out this time with the Taskmaster and Jimmy Hart. And then the Taskmaster asks Jimmy Hart, what is Lex Luger doing running around with Sting? If he would have held Macho Man Randy Savage for a few more seconds, 10 seconds more, Macho Man wouldn't be champion. Because he was working on Savage's arm. We know Savage's arm was messed up from the week before and whatnot. And then Jimmy Hart claims, he says, Sting and Luger are friends just like me and you. But they have a master plan, and that master plan is to keep that title off of Hulk Hogan.
Indeed. It was a meh segment. Like, literally, Taskmaster was just lighting into Jimmy Hart because of Lex Luger, instead of lighting into Lex Luger because he would have gotten his ass whooped. But yeah, it was just Jimmy Hart telling him, I was your first manager and I never lied to you in all my life, and me and Lex Luger have a plan. And then all of a sudden, Sullivan was good. He's like, oh, you have a plan? Okay. And then you just walk off. Like, you couldn't ask that back there before the segment.
All right. Oh, man. So, what do you think about Nitro so far from what we've seen? For your audio listeners, yeah, they know me.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have a tag team match. We have some Japanese ladies. We have Cutie Sasaki and Mayumi Osaka, whatever her name is.
Yep.
Taking on Bull Nakano and Akira Hokuto with Sonny Ono. And they are repping JWP, was a Japanese women's
pro wrestling.
Yes.
Yep.
Bull Nakano, we all know her as the WWE Hall of Famer recently, last year, I want to say. And, her greatest claim to fame was Ragdoll and Lunder Blaze. That was a rivalry back in 1995. Now she's here in WCW Monday Nitro. And basically, Bull
more of the same.
Yeah, Bull don't play with no bullshit. So she ragdoll both these chicks. And then they got to the point where she goes for a leg drop. She misses. And the girls, they have a little offense. They do a little rolling double stomp. It kind of remind me of like some old Pokemon move back in the day. Just I ain't trying to make no reference to no Japanese one now, but it's just funny. I remember the games. What was it? Clefairy's dance, whatever they used to do back in the day. They had a little stomp. There you go. That's how it was right there. But both girls try to go for a double suplex. It did not work. Bull countered.
Boy, did it not.
Suplexed both of these chicks. And then Akira Hokuto, she looked real good. Very impressive. She was aggressive.
Yep.
And she got the pin. It seemed like Bull made a tweak the knee and whatnot, but they definitely build Hokuto. Where is she now? Do you know where Akira Hokuto's at right now?
I do not know where she is right now. My guess is she's probably still wrestling at this point.
Yeah.
All I have to say is that suplex that Bull Nakano hit on both Sasaki and Uzaki was a snap suplex, no less. Wasn't even a standard. It was a snap. And Akira Hokuto with that looked like she was going into like a perfect plex, and she turned it into a brain buster. Yeah, that move was clean. That move was clean.
Yeah, let me see what she's up to right now. Akira Hokuto. She was good. But
yeah, she's very good.
But the thing with WCW is they did not have a women's brand. They didn't care about the females at the time. So,
oh no, she is retired.
Oh, she's retired?
She is in the Wrestling Observers Hall of Fame. She had a neck injury at some point. Yeah, let's see.
All right, so How long was
Yeah,
her career?
let's see. She retired in 2002. Her career lasted 17 years. She debuted in 85.
Oh, okay. All right. So, wow. So she had a lengthy career. Right
Yeah.
now, she is born in 1967. All right. So, hey, give it up to her. She had a good career. 57 years old. And yeah,
Yeah.
WCW. I don't know why they didn't bring her into WWF. She could have been one of Lunder Blaze opponents back in the day.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure either. There may be a reason for that, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it doesn't matter. But check out Akira Hokuto. She was pretty decent. All
Yeah.
right. Well, after this, we have a Hulk Hogan match. Hulk Hogan is taking on Hugh Morris. This is Hugh Morris' debut on Nitro, wrestling debut on Nitro. And Hulk Hogan, he is back in the red and yellow. And the fans, they were kind of excited to see Hogan. It was kind of on the, the mix, kind of on the ins and
Yeah.
outs. But you have some of the fans that was definitely thrilled that he had the red and yellow back on.
Yep.
But typical fashion, Hugh Morris does the work. He hits the no laughing matter in the moonsault. Hogan kicks out. He hulks up, hits his moves, big boot, leg drop, 1, 2, 3. Hogan is the
Celebrating the
winner.
ring.
She celebrates him. Hogan must pose, and the crowd is kind of mixed.
And the crowd goes mid. So yeah, this was early, very early Hugh Morris. So he was still bulky as hell, but the dude, his agility is ridiculous. Even at this point, he got better with time, but his agility for his size was ridiculous. Um, I hate that he got fed to Hogan, but then again, he was part of the Dungeon of Doom, and at some point, they were going to start feeding everybody to Hogan. He was just the first one.
Yep. He was the first one, and yeah, Hugh Morris didn't look impressive. I tell you that.
Yeah, he had some good spots, but the match did look kind of lumbering at points. But he did have some good spots in there.
That's for sure. All right. Well, after this, we see Mean Gene Okerlund. He is back, but this time he's with the new heavyweight champion. He's with the Macho Man, Randy Savage. And you know what? The big gold looked good on the Macho Man, Randy Savage. It suits him real well.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. So, Savage, he comes out and he says that basically if Hogan has a problem, they can talk about talk about it right now. And then Hogan comes out and says, "Let me tell you something, brother. That title also has Hogan's name on it, his name basically." And then while all this is taking place, the Giant comes out. He takes out Macho Man. Macho Man just basically just gave himself up. He got choke slammed, and Hogan went after him, and then he got taken out, and then Sting comes for the save, and oh my goodness, it was crazy. They were showing like the footage from World War III. Yeah, so Giant comes out. He takes out the Hogan. He takes out Savage, and Sting comes out. He tries to make the save, and Hogan goes crazy with that damn chair, and Hulk Hogan with the weakest chair shots ever. And Giant was selling them joints. Boy, was he selling them joints.
Those chair shots were horrible. Now, Giant comes out and he basically kills Macho on the ramp. He chokeslams him on concrete. He's done. Um, it looked like he was about to wring Sting's neck. And then, like you said, Hogan hit him so soft that he couldn't have killed a fly. And he did it over and over and over again. Eventually, it became back shots and head shots.
Pause.
Look, it is what it is. And he basically beat him with this chair all the way till Sting stops him to say, "Hey, look, Macho's dead on the floor." And then
they're going back to the
Yeah.
aisleway, and hey, Macho Man's right there, laid out.
Yep.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
It was horrible.
Yes. So before this, I missed it in my notes, but Hogan was trying to make the claim that he was one of the last ones in the ring, brother, and
Yep.
I should have been champion, but the video footage cut out. Like, well, that's not our problem.
Yeah.
That's not our problem.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And so I guess at that point it was supposed to show, because you could actually see the Giant kind of wrapping his arms around his feet. So he might have been pulling him out from under. For people who didn't see it, for people who did see it, he absolutely grabbed his feet and pulled him out from under the rope. So
yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's our main events already. Woo. We have Sting and Lex Luger taking on Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman of the Four Horsemen, and the match begins. And the Four Horsemen are double teaming Sting, and Luger, he gets in, he breaks the pin, and then after this, Luger and Sting, they finally get some offense. They start heating up. They show their strength with double body press. And then this is when it got a little interesting. At some point during the match, Sting had Arn Anderson in the Scorpion Deathlock.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Pillman, he's getting ready to climb up that top rope and getting ready to break up the Scorpion Deathlock. And Lex Luger, you know how strong Lex is. He grabbed the muscles and he just threw Brian Pillman and just broke up the pin, or broke up the submission.
Yep.
And then Sting is laid out all of a sudden. I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on?
What in the tomfoolery, man? That's the angle for the time. Sting and Lex. But then again, that's always been Sting and Lex. It's like they're friends, but you never really know. And it's usually Lex that's going to turn on Sting, or Lex is iffy. Sting is the model guy, but Lex is iffy. And this would prove this was no exception. Like, you literally had to throw Flying Brian on the Sting. You had to throw him on Arn Anderson. You had to break up the short W. Good old Flexi Lexi.
Yeah, it's just crazy that the Horseman was calling this match. I'm not sure if you noticed it. Sting was on the ground, Arn Anderson's in the ring, and Luger, he just standing on the corner, and you could tell Arn just like yelled something to Lex, and Lex came in and just started clotheslining everybody. Like, oh man,
it's nice when Lex you have ring generals.
Lex been in the business like over 10 years, and he still couldn't get right at this time. It seemed like,
and you wonder why he never pushed as hard as he should have.
Yeah. All right, well, the finish of the match, Sting wins with a roll-up on Brian Pillman. And then Arn Anderson gets in the ring. He DDTs Sting. And then Ric Flair comes running out of nowhere. And then he's pummeling Luger. He's pummeling Sting. And then Hogan comes out. And he takes out everybody. Flair nails Hogan with some chops and some punches. And Hogan's heating up. And then basically, while Hogan's getting ready to do what he do, the Horseman saves Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
And then while this is taking place, Horsemen are gone. Sting's in the ring with Luger and Hogan. Hogan's in the corner. He gets that fist ready. Then
knock out Luger.
Cuts him off. Sting cuts him off. Like, no. You can't do this, blah, blah, blah. They have their words. Next you know, they hug. They shake hands. And that is how the show ends for WCW Nitro 11/27/1995.
Yep. All I will say is this. This Nitro was very appropriate that it came after Thanksgiving because it was a turkey. With all the trimmings.
So you did not like this show?
I did not.
Yeah, the show was terrible. It was terrible.
Like we had a decent run of shows where there was at least a match or two that we could get behind. This one, not so much. Not only is this a match devoid of cruiserweights, but no, just no.
It was terrible. It was terrible. Oh man, you can skip watching that episode, but listen to us, hear our commentary. If you want to relive this, go ahead. Don't say we didn't warn you.
Yeah, it's an hour. It's an hour.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you want to go up there and you want to see Johnny B. Bad and the Diamond Doll, cool. You want to see the Japanese women's match, which was actually decent.
It was decent, very decent.
Definitely, you could do that. If you want to see Hugh Morris, there are plenty of other matches you can go see.
What's your favorite Hugh Morris match of all time? Exactly.
Let me see. It's either Goldberg when he hit Low Laughing Matter on him. Goldberg got up.
Say that. I knew you were going
and almost destroyed him.
Yeah, he did the backflip and the spear. Yep, I knew you were going to say that.
And it's a shame because again, Hugh Morris he had agility. He was pretty decent in the ring, but there was nothing really memorable about him, and his gimmick got old quick.
Yep.
Like he literally just walked around. Half the time he was laughing, the other time he was looking serious. He was what Kanye is built his character off of.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, ha ha ha.
Mine is the Klansman suit.
Oh shit. Damn.
Oh man.
Oh damn. Yeah. Well, all right. Not gonna lie to you.
Do your moment of the show. You always do.
Not even gonna bother. The moment of the show was when it ended for both of us. We'll just leave it at that. Not saying a word. No disagreements there. Neither one of us. Moment of the night. Show ended.
I agree. I definitely agree. Well, all right. Well, on the other channel, on Monday Night Raw, we have Ahmed Johnson taking on Rad Radford. You know who Rad Radford is?
I'm looking up right now.
That's Bruce Pritchard.
And that's why I don't care. Actually, wait, why did I put in Rad Radford and Louis Spicoli came up? That shit's funny. Yeah. Nope, actually, no. Louis Spicoli. That's why he popped up.
I thought it was Bruce.
Nope.
Well, maybe Bruce played him one time. I don't know.
He is Louis Spicoli.
All right, R.I.P. Louis. All right, our next match. Damn. Hey, WCW
he died at 27. Shit.
WCW had Japanese tag team wrestling for women. We got it here too on Monday Night Raw. We have Aja Kong and Tomoko Wanatambe, however you say her name, take on Alundra Blaze and Kyoka. I can't say the last name. Ione.
Well.
So you get Bull Nakano on one channel, get Aja Kong on the other channel.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's still not worthy for me to go watch.
Yeah.
But our next match, we have Hunter Hearst Helmsley taking on John Crystal. It's not even worth looking up. And our main event, you have The Undertaker with Paul Bearer taking on Sir Mo with Kama and Ted DiBiase.
So this is when Men on a Mission went dark.
Oh, man.
So you said Kama was there too. So this This may have been in or around the Earn is a Gold Chain segment.
Yep.
Okay.
So from hearing Raw's card and knowing what's going on WCW Nitro, what are you watching?
Like, this was November 27th.
Yep, 1995.
Cool. Monday Night Football.
That's what you're watching?
Yeah. That's what I'm watching.
Oh my goodness. Well, no, you probably chose WCW at the time just to follow up and see what happened with Hogan and whatnot.
Nah, actually, remember, I was 19 at the time. I wasn't paying for pay-per-views. I wasn't.
All right, but you didn't want to know what happened the next night. Like, oh, let's see who won.
I didn't really care about WCW like that back then.
All right. Well, you said you rather watch Monday Night Football than that. Let's see who played that night. I got it up right now. One second. Let's see. The San Diego Chargers takes on, let's see, the Raiders. Monday Night Football.
Okay, were they any good at that time?
I can't tell you. I wasn't watching football back then. I had no interest. It does not matter. Nitro does not matter. Not this episode. Raw did not matter this episode. But next week is the first episode of December, and I'm going to go through the card right quick. We have a few matches. Here we go. Oh, matter of fact, what was the dark matches for Nitro?
All right. So we had Gorgeous George III defeating Cobra.
Oh,
Yeah. You had the Blue Bloods of Earl Robert Eaton and Lord Stephen Regal defeating the stud stable of Bunkhouse Buck and Dirty Dick Slater with Colonel Rob Parker. And Das Wunderkind defeated Disco Inferno.
Any of those dark matches, would you put them on the main card?
No.
No. Man, yeah, Nitro is
that
turkey.
This night was a whole turkey. Clearly, majority of their superstars were still on holiday.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, next week, the first episode of December, we have Harlem Heat taking on the American Males for the tag team titles.
So this now makes the third time they'll wrestle on Nitro. Okay.
It's been a while since we've seen Harlem Heat, so
yeah,
be interesting. We have Sting taking on Kurosawa. He's still hanging in there. Kurosawa's still hanging in there. We have the Giant taking on Scott Norton.
Why?
Do you want the Shark and Scott Norton?
I want no one and Scott Norton.
And then your main event for your WCW Heavyweight Championship, you have Lex Luger taking on Randy Savage.
So, WWE was on this thing for a while with their cruiserweights, and clearly that's dead. You know, it was working great until it wasn't.
Maybe I had to go back to Japan or something.
I don't know. But this show is going to be a real something to watch. But we are dedicated to the cause. We are in this for the long haul, which means there will be episodes like this we will need to watch and make assessments of. But it's damn.
Funny. I was talking to Strap earlier. He said, "What happened with Hogan after the sword?" And I said, "You got to tune in to Nitro. Cause I don't want to tell you. Unless you want to join us, you tune in yourself." Oh man, I bet just told him that he got rid of the black. He said he'll never wear dark colors again.
Yep,
1 year later.
about that.
Oh, Lord.
The darkness is gone. Okay.
Can't make this up, bro.
Oh, boy.
Make this up. Well, this is probably going to be the shortest show ever of the WCW Nitro podcast, episode 13 right here.
Unlucky for many, many, many reasons.
Yes. Well, until then, I'm Notorious when I am Dom. I'm here, my man BDC, and we will hopefully have a good show next week. And we will see you next time. Boom.